September 1st to order for Apache Junction Parks and Recreation Commission at 6:02. May we have a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, Carol, may I get a roll call, please?
I'm sorry, as I'd said before, I'm going to go ahead and do all the stuff. This is literally Carol's first week and her first day, so I'll do stuff. She's going to keep notes, and
I'll just go.
So it'll still be me.
May I have a roll call,
Perfect.
please?
Okay. Commissioner Luciano Buzin.
Present.
Yes. Commissioner Frank Shanebeck is excused. Commissioner Heather Moeller.
Here.
Commissioner Walker Waldy.
Here.
Vice Chair Judy Bory is excused. Commissioner D.L. Kind.
Yes.
And Chairman Wayne Standage.
Here.
Thank you. You have
Okay.
5 members here today. You have a quorum.
Oh, have a quorum, okay. The commission may take at this time a single action on any and all items listed as consent agenda. That will be the approval of tonight's agenda and the approval of the regular meeting minutes of May 5th. Do I have a motion to do a consent agenda?
I move that the Parks and Recreation Commission accept the agenda as presented and approve the minutes from the May 5th, 2021 regular meeting.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, you've got that noted then, Liz? Okay.
And then roll call. I will do
Oh,
that.
that's right. We need.
So Commissioner D.L. Kind,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano Buzin,
Yes.
Commissioner Heather Moeller,
Yes.
Commissioner Walker Waldy,
Yes.
and Chairman Wayne Standage.
Yes,
Unanimous?
we now have a roll call and it's unanimous.
Yep.
Next item is information and reports. Do any commission members have something they have attended that they would like to share tonight? Some event of Parks and Rec.
I was super excited to attend the grand.
Dog park?
Yeah, what was that called? The
Groundbreaking.
I was like
Yes.
grand, and I knew grand was the
It was
wrong word.
grand.
It was grand for me, and I got so many comments about my little hard hat, and
Oh,
people try to
good.
take it from me. My own family.
Well, that's because of the paw print on the
Yes,
back.
it was. That's what sold it. I was like, yeah.
Okay. Well, you've taken what I was thinking of,
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
and we'll have further discussion later, right, Liz?
Yep.
Anybody else have
I
anything?
do have one thing. I
Okay.
finally got a multi-generational yearly pass. And I've
Wow.
been going 3 times a week,
Nice.
and it hurts. Everything hurts.
But in a good way.
But I'm getting healthier, I guess.
That's awesome.
But the staff is fantastic. It's
Okay.
just a beautiful, like, you always think it's beautiful, but then when you start using it, when it rains, I was like, this is a new workout, like, goal, is
Cool.
to go when it rains.
Nice. Well, Jamie can definitely take that back to the rec team and the MJC. Thank you.
Okay. Now, we'll move on. Our next item is now staff report, and I will turn that over to you, Liz. Director, excuse me.
Thank you, Chairman Standage. So a couple of things in our director's report. So again, I just wanted to welcome Carol Otto as our new admin assistant. She is taking Mary's place and will be doing these meetings. She'll also be your main direct point of contact moving forward. If there are times that you need to meet or do anything with me, she'll definitely be the one who sets that up and be giving you your reminder calls and all of that. So she will be your new best contact and your best friend in this. So she's done a wonderful job already. We're super excited to have her on board. Carol, do you want to just maybe share just a little bit about yourself? And
Sure.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I didn't tell you that.
Didn't warn me.
I didn't.
So, my name is Carol, and I'm very excited to be here. I've heard a lot of good things about the city of Apache Junction, so I'm just so excited to be here. Any personal things?
Yep, anything that you'd
I'm
like to share.
married, have 3 children and 1 grandchild, so that's super exciting, and have a lot of free time, or I did have lot of free time to spend with him, but I'll get to see him once in a while now, so I'm just very excited to be here.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, moving into the parks update. So we just had a few items on the parks update that I wanted to share with you. The biggest one will be under old business with the dog park, but we have heard from BLM, and here are the 2 things that are coming up next. We should be hearing from the appraiser to get some other questions answered and get some things going so that they can start working on the appraisal. The notice of realty action, the NORA, I think I've reported many times before that that's already gone on its way to the federal level. It's made it through all of its steps that way, but it hasn't come back down again so the federal government has to do the final approval and make any changes, and then at the state level, they'll post it. So that hasn't come back down yet. Doesn't mean anything, they're behind a little bit, but once that happens, they'll let us know, because we're gonna wanna post that it's a notice saying that we would have the intent of purchasing the property. In addition, it'll let people know that it is being considered for purchase for the same purposes that it's being used now, recreational. It's not going to, we had somebody asking or saying that they thought that they heard there's gonna be homes built east of Prospector Park. I don't know if that's where they're talking about, but we definitely want people to know it's still going to be a recreation outdoor place. It is not going to be sold to developers for, building houses or anything like that. So that's the update on BLM. We have a brief update on our Silly Mountain and our Superstition Shadows Park grants. So again, those made it all the way through the state funding. Right now they are at the national park level. Waiting just for their final approval, and they are finishing up some of the NEPA questionnaires, some of the environmental stuff of just making sure that we have all that. We were told that we can expect to probably have money and the funding coming in closer to December, and then we'll be able to start working on those projects. We are not allowed to start any of the projects until they get the final thing in their hands. And then just as a reminder, Silly Mountain is only a 5.7% match from the city. We are going to be putting in a restroom, a ramada, and redoing some of the fencing there. And it's a very small investment for the city. It's around $6,000 that we'll actually be spending, so that's pretty awesome. Superstition Shadows Park is a Land, Water, and Conservation Fund grant. The city has to match 50% of the grant money, and that project is closer to about $1 million worth of various improvements. We'll be redoing the tennis and pickleball courts over there. We are doing a lot of lighting upgrades. The skate park fence will get done. We are replacing the old restroom facility that's there, and also having some office space for our south team. There's ADA walkway improvements, parking lot improvements, and we'll be adding to the fitness stations that are over there in that area. So we're very excited for that to be coming. The city has set aside the matching funds. We're just waiting for the money to start being authorized to use. So that's the update on those 2 items. And then state land, I think most of you were able to join us for the state land meeting held last month. That was in lieu of our in-person meeting for ourselves. A lot of really great information. I don't know if any of you have had time to kind of think through some of that or look at any other things, but they are moving pretty quickly. The council will start hearing at the end of this month some of the final things to get the documents in order for our development agreement, the zoning requirements for that area, and a whole bunch of other features. Planning and zoning has already had at least one meeting this past month to kind of get them ready for that process and get it approved. They anticipate everything being finalized, and the annexation and all of that is all tied together. So they anticipate all that happening here in October, and then they'll be moving forward. So that's everything that I have in parks. Is there any questions on any of the items that I talked about or that you want to mention? Yes.
On the City Mountain Park, they're gonna make like a Ramada with a roof over, so for the sun and everything?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, about, I think, what we talked about, I think it's a 24-foot by 12-foot covered ramada. And then there'll be some picnic tables in there as well.
Yeah, because
That'll be nice.
it's very sunny.
I know, yep, there's almost no shade over there.
Yeah.
That's the park I know
Yeah.
very well.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else? Heather? Walter? Okay,
Okay, and then I'm going to turn over my time right now for the program, the discussion on upcoming events and activities and program information to Jamie Sullivan, our recreation superintendent.
I have to talk into the microphone.
Yeah.
I have gifts.
Do you want me to
so-
pass those out for you while you talk?
Do you want me to help?
Oh, yeah.
They're just gonna be left over. So I just want to share briefly with you guys. So summer, while it still feels really hot outside, they say it's over and now we are going into fall. But we wrapped up a very eventful summer. We were very fortunate to be able to do swim lessons and some summer camps and special interest programs. We were happy to see our kiddos back, and we're happy to see members coming back to the Multi-Gen Center, working out, new members, including myself. It's been a while too since I've been there. So we've kind of wrapping up summer, finishing up with all of our seasonal staff, moving into fall. Very intense event season for us coming up. We're really excited about that. I wanted to share some of our most popular classes that happened last month. We were really excited to bring back line dancing. We've had it before in the past, but it was primarily during the day. But we do have an instructor who is now teaching one night a week, and her class was already maxed out last month, so super excited for that. We also started offering Zumba in the water, so we've had Zumba classes on the land. This past summer, we started to introduce those, and those were very well received as well, so we were pretty excited about those. We moved our read and rec to the pool this summer. Made sense, it's hot outside, so we did it on a limited number of capacity. That's a program we partner with the library. So the library brings the books and we bring the fun. I mean, it's all fun, but so they bring the books and they help with that, and then we add the recreational component. We used to really tailor those back in the summer just because it was too hot, but our summer staff got creative and they said, let's bring it to the pool. The librarians were a little bit hesitant about having to put on a swimsuit, but it all worked out and they were super popular. We will be having another one coming up in September, and then they'll be monthly after that. Coming up in September, we have bringing back some of our special interest programs. We are starting them out on a small numbers scale again with registration for a lot of our programs that normally we might not have done that. But we are also bringing back special events where we're not requiring registration to see how it goes. We did our first one in August. We brought back bingo. It's family bingo. Nobody's winning any big dollars or anything like that. But we had a good showing of almost 100 people, and that is basically families. It's done in the evening, so we were happy to see that. In September, and there is a flyer in your bag, in September is our Mad Science Night. This is a huge undertaking for our staff. Most of us are in recreation, so to bring out the science books, we really gotta put our brains into it. But essentially, we create a science lab with over, I would say about 150 different science experiments. We explode watermelons, we open dinosaur eggs, we explore space and the human body, and it's just really a great opportunity for the youth and their families to come and participate, and that will be on September 17th. One of the biggest selling points of this event has always been the flyer. We have not changed it almost since day one because it's really cool and exciting. So please feel free to share that as well. Coming up in September, we also have skateboard lessons. One of our staff is an avid skateboarder, and so he brought those this past summer, and we're happy to keep going at that. There seems to be an interest in it, so that's exciting. And we will be having our next concert in the park. So we're bringing those back. We're excited about that. And we will be having the same band that we had at 4th of July, corporate lockdown. I do not have a flyer for that in your bag, so I apologize. But we are bringing back concerts in the park. Once we get into October, we'll be bringing back movies in the park. September is a dive-in movie that's at the pool, and you do have to pre-register for it. The ones that we've held during the summer, they all filled up. So if you're interested, if your family's interested, you want to go ahead and do that as soon as possible. So that's what we have coming up in September. But again, we move into October and we have Pretty in Pink. We have our huge Halloween carnival. Last year, even through COVID, when we did the booth through, it was very successful. We are going back to traditional style. We are looking for volunteers. So we need help running booths or trick-or-treat stations. So if your family or friends are interested in volunteering, you can reach out to me. We'll put you to work. So our Facebook page is a great way to find out about events. So all of our major events and even some of our smaller events, you will find a Facebook event page for it with details. If you're not on social media, you can go old school and go to the website and get your information from there, or you can come in person and we will give you all kinds of flyers. So that's the recreation report.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. Back to you, Liz. Anything?
Yep, I do not have anything to add, but if you have any questions on programs or anything for Jamie, this is your chance on the agenda.
Okay, I guess we have no questions. Jamie, you lucked out.
Sounds fun.
Okay, we'll move now to old business, and I turn it back over to you, Liz, to take care of this.
Thank you. All right, I am going to just bring up our map in case there's questions for the dog park. So we just wanted to give a quick update. A lot has happened since we met last, and we do have folks that kind of follow the commission meetings online or like to watch and hear a little bit more about it, so we wanted to make sure we added this. And this will probably be an ongoing thing because it is a pretty short project. Construction has already started. We had another rain event yesterday, but they worked really hard this week to cut out some of the channel work and things so that we'd have a place for water to flow and not keep it there in the basin. Looked really good this morning. They've been able to get a lot of work done. I think as I shared with each of you when we met individually, while the rain delays did put them back a week or two, they have a lot of buffer in our contract and in their schedule right now, so they don't feel so far that it's going to delay them too much in our final project. We are anticipating that construction will be done and we will be opening sometime in January or February, kind of depending on how everything goes. Jamie and her team, Jamie is kind of taking the lead on things like promotions, helping us to generate all of our educational materials, any programs that we're going to be having when it does get open, as well as the grand, I almost said the groundbreaking, the grand opening of the park, the ribbon cutting. And obviously you guys will all be invited to that. That will be something that we will have on the calendar well in advance, so it's not like learning a week ahead of time that we're going to do a groundbreaking. It's not a photo op. It's going to be a major event, so we're excited for that. Jamie is also helping to take the lead on our corporate partnership program as we roll that out with Fox and the development services team. We do have a couple of new grants in queue right now, both for amenities for later, but also for some monies actually that are contributing to our dog park fund. The name of the dog park was selected by the Youth Advisory Council. Dutchman Dog Park is the name that ended up winning the day, and actually it's really kind of growing on me. They really wanted to pick something, and they tried to use the guidelines that the commission and the council adopted many years ago, making sure that we thought about our history or else flora and fauna that's in the area, They came up with the Flatiron Community Park name, which has been a great name for one of our parks. Dutchman, they really wanted to have something that talked a little bit about the superstitions and the legends, and we don't really have anything of our own that has that. They wanted it to be a little different they didn't want it being confused with Lost Dutchman State Park, and so it's just Dutchman Dog Park. They hope it'll have its own kind of meaning, and so they're very excited to be a part of that. We had lots of ideas on Facebook. We solicited input from our senior center, and then the youth also asked friends and other people at school, and they brought that back. They did a couple of different meetings, and they did their final vote on that last week.
That was my Great Dane's name, Dutchman.
Really? Perfect. That's wonderful. Let's see. I did want to just show, there is one of the news items on the city's, maybe I'm going to be able to get there. Let me go back. Yes. So on the city's front page, there's a list of news items, and one of the news items from right after the dog park opening, or the dog park groundbreaking ceremony, it does have some of the photos from the event, as well as an article from Al Bravo that kind of talked a little bit about the dog park. So it's another great place to share information. We really could use your help in just getting the word out to the community about the length that this process has taken a lot of years, and that it's not something that the city just decided one day to have a dog park. We've been talking about it for a very long time. Mm-hmm. It's one of our most frequently requested amenities that we don't currently have. And so we are going to definitely be working to make sure that folks know that. We have a great website that we will continue to add things to, but it's at our regular address and then /dog park. If you want to ever send anybody to it, it's going to get updated with photos as we go. It'll have all of our corporate partners on it, and then it also has our frequently asked questions that I would really recommend sending people to. And then if you get questions that aren't on here, feel free to send it to me, and we'll make sure that we add things to it as we go. And then the last team that's working is led up by our park rangers. And again, Jamie's kind of taking on a lot of our teamwork for some of the non-construction items. Myself and Dave Butler, our parks maintenance supervisor, are taking on more of the construction and utilities side of things. So one of the other things that Jamie is helping to keep moving is our rules and regulations, and working with both the Animal Control Center and the park rangers on developing rules consistent with what other cities are doing throughout the valley. And that is my update on the dog park. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions, folks? Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll move then to new business, and we have no new business. Next item will be call to the public. And do you want to be public today? Mm-hmm. Not Jamie, no?
Nope.
Okay.
I get enough of the public.
You get enough, huh? Our next item is call for future agenda items. Now, this will not require a motion, just if you have ideas or thoughts that you would like to get answers to.
Chairman Stanisic, could I just add a little bit? So again, in our interest of making sure that it's different every single time that we meet, we did get a little clarification. It got a little bit weird doing these as motion items last time, and so I just got clarification, and we were told that we can do it however we want to. And what we would like to do is let people share what they want. We're not going to do a motion for it. If a commissioner brings up an item to put on the thing, we'll talk about it. It has to be brought up by a commissioner, or I can let you know also. It also doesn't mean that we can't add things later. So sometimes things are going to come up that somebody needs us to bring to this commission, and we can certainly do that in that way. So anyways, it's just a free form adding.
Okay, is Luciano? No?
No question.
None? Okay. Walker?
Good.
No? Heather?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Well, we're set for that. We don't have anything new to add.
And so,
time.
Chairman Standish, we will be putting on the next agenda. We are going to be having a conversation about the Parks Master Plan and talking about, one of the things that was in the general plan that the city did recently is, one of our items as our goals was to go back and revisit having a master plan. We're not going to talk about it today, but I just wanted to mention that'll be one item on the next agenda that we'll be sharing.
So that's not in addition to the city master plan then?
It's in addition, it's an item,
Are you trying to, so we're like narrowing it down to some fine
yes,
details?
so it's going to be specific to the parks.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm with
yep,
you.
Yep,
Just making sure.
and so we'll add that to the agenda
We'll add
next
that.
time. Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right, then we'll move to selection of meeting dates, times, location, and purpose. We have a regular meeting to be held at 6 p.m., October 6th of 2021 in the City Council chambers located at this location.
So Chairman Standage, I apologize, but this is one of those, so this one does need to have a motion and so sorry. Okay,
Yeah, you could call for a motion.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, so do I have a motion for future meeting dates at this time?
I move the Parks and Recreation Commission hold a regular meeting on October 6, 2021 at 6 p.m. in the City Council chambers located at 300 East Superstition Boulevard.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. May we have a roll call when you got a chance there from writing?
Yes. Okay, and that was Luciana with a second. All right, Commissioner Walker-Waldy.
Yes.
Commissioner D.L. Kine.
Yes.
I've just skipped the ones that aren't here. Commissioner Luciana Boozin.
Yes.
Commissioner Heather Moeller.
Yes.
And Chairman Wayne Standage.
Yes.
Unanimous. Did
Okay.
everybody? Yeah, I did.
Okay, we have nothing further to do. I adjourn this meeting at 6:28.
Have a great night, everybody. That was a quick one.